Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Talk Data to Me. So today's segment is called Mirror Drop. And if you follow me on TikTok, I am currently doing a series called Mirror Effect, Black Mirror in Real Life, because I love sci-fi, okay? I love sci-fi, and I think you should watch it. Follow me at only one Shahana at TikTok. And basically, I look at the show's parallels. There's a lot of systems and technology that they highlight in their show that seems very real life. Like the nosedive episode where there's a social credit system, and there's a social credit system in China. So, my hope is to bring awareness to these things because they affect you in some way. No, we don't have a social credit system per se, but just imagine you getting your Uber ride, you rate that entire experience. That is literally what the social credit system is. And the reason why it's such a big deal, because in China, it actually affects your ability to purchase a home, to engage in activities. Because they say, listen, if you acting a fool when you go into the airport, you're going to act a fool wherever you go because you don't know these people and you're rude and you're disrespectful to someone that's just doing their job. So no, you're banned from this. You're banned from that. That is literally the most layman explanation of what that social credit system is like. So it's not just enough to be great at what you do. You've got to be a good person, right? So all of that aside, today's segment is about news. And like I said, I cover AI news because that is what I do. South Shore AI is my AI automation agency. And this is why Talk Data to Me is on that page, because this is geared towards you, the entrepreneur, the creative, and I want you to stay informed. I want you to stay up to date. I want you, and we're going to get into it in this episode, to be able to incorporate AI into what you do. Because to me, AI is definitely a win for any business, any person, like creative. If you've got a hair business, if you're in the beauty industry, if you are in health and wellness, no matter what your industry is, this is for you. But today we're going to get into the news because I love finding out what's going on, because what's going on affects us and our daily goings on. So dreamers, I am your host, Shahana, and welcome back to Talk Data to Me, where we decode the headlines so you don't have to. Now let's get into it. The Apple intelligence leak. Ahead of this year's WWDC, which is happening June 9th through the 13th, according to market whispers and insider sources, Apple's next AI suite, codename Apple Intelligence, could be delayed again. This is the ghetto we don't need, okay? Because this is a pattern. We're noticing a pattern, Apple, and we don't like bad patterns. So Siri upgrades have been postponed before, and investors are feeling antsy, and they should, because it's like, what's going on? What do you mean there's a postpone? This isn't just about Siri being slow. If Apple Intelligence arrives half-baked, it could erode trust at launch, and that is the issue. Apple can't afford any issues after promising such a strong AI pivot, especially when features like on-device processing and user privacy, were hyped up. And that is one of the biggest things that has come up to me, right? So that's something that has actually come up in conversation in speaking to other businesses, other entrepreneurs. If I were to work with your company, how would my information be protected? And of course, me being the person that I am, I'm doing research. I'm looking, how can you protect it? And if you incorporate NFT technology, and this is doing a lot. A lot of no. So, I mean, we're in a great time because AI is new, it's great, it's amazing. But then it's also like this challenge because you want to work with people, but you also want to protect their data. And there has to be a very efficient way of protecting data. I am personally a big fan of Apple. I am talking to you on an Apple iPhone. I am using an Apple laptop, and I am literally using GarageBand, which are all Apple products. So having something that already integrates into what I do is very helpful and it's very useful. So Apple, get it together. Come on, man. Get it together. We actually need that. We actually need data privacy, like legit data privacy though. Now let's get into the fun, not so fun stuff. Now let's talk about layoffs. AI is rolling out, but jobs are falling off. Microsoft just cut over 300 more roles after trimming 6,000 in May. Overall, nearly 62,000 roles across 137 tech firms are gone this year. And giants like Google, Microsoft, and Meta are leading the wave. I feel like there needs to be a moment of silence. Because the McKinsey study that I looked at said 80% by 2030. But then the operative word is by. So by 2030, 80% of America will be unemployed. I'm not laughing at this situation because this situation is super, super serious. I'm laughing at that little point. By 2030. So technically by 2030, all of this is going to be finalized. All of these layoffs. And it's a huge, huge, huge deal. Let's look at this from the perspective of an entrepreneur, right? Because you may not even be an entrepreneur. You may have a traditional 9 to 5, and you may be watching this video and trying to figure out, well, I don't have a business, but depending on the industry that you're in, a lot of that 80% number was entry-level jobs. So customer servicing, cashiering, those kinds of things, those kinds of positions will for sure. And we've seen that already, right? You go into just about any pharmacy or your corner stores, your Walgreens and your different stores like that, they have automated checkout. There is not any one store that you can go to at this moment and there is not a self-checkout available. And I definitely go to self-checkout because it's most convenient. But it's not just the 80% that is alarming. I need to clarify that because I don't want anybody to think that I'm like laughing at the problem, because that's not anything to laugh at. But by 2030. So that means that the technology, the infrastructure, the things necessary to have that fully realized is being worked out now. And I think it's a huge deal that the ones that are leading the way are the Metas and the Googles. As a business owner, that would make me think, well, what do they have, right? What do they have already in place that can cause them, that they can afford to cut so many roles? What do they have in place already? Anthropic's CEO warns AI could wipe out up to 50% of entry-level white-collar roles. So you can have moments where I'm like reading my notes and whatever, and then just adding my 2 cents. But I mean, the information is there, and I want you guys to be aware of the information. Pushing unemployment to 20% within 5 years. It's more than numbers. Platforms like Blind say anxiety, burnout, and trust erosion are skyrocketing in tech. So ask yourself, is automation efficiency worth it if jobs disappear and trust deserts us? Some leaders argue AI augments, not replaces jobs. Others say companies are using delays and layoffs to bail out early on skilling. And the unemployed workers, they're left behind. The conversation we're having isn't just about innovators, it's about everyday workers in your community. So this is my favorite moment. All of it is my favorite. But this particular moment, which is called Control Alt Dream. This is your moment to pivot. If AI is reshaping the landscape, you need to reshape too. Learn AI adjacent skills, automation design, prompt engineering, data literacy. Show that your domain, creativity, empathy, culture is still human. Because when tech changes, it's not a matter of if it's going to change. When tech changes the game, adaptation is defense and differentiation. So take action. I want to hear you. Are you worried about job cuts in your industry? Is your team already using AI without your permission? Drop a comment, send a voice note. Make sure to like, follow, comment, subscribe, and then share this episode with someone who's wondering what's next. Next could become now within days, weeks, months. So that is it for this week's AI News Mirror Drop. So I'll be back again with another one, another video, tools, tips, and then Control Alt Dream again with a dope conversation. Until then, keep dreaming in data. Keep dreaming. Keep moving forward. Keep hope alive. For real, because it's the world as we know it is changing. And I love a conversation I saw between 19 Keys, and this is my last point. I saw a conversation that 19 Keys was having with the gentleman. The systems as we know it have been destroyed. And most people are asleep to that reality. Most people are like, what is this, the ostrich that puts its head in the sand? Is it the ostrich? Whatever. There's an animal that puts its head in the sand. Don't be, is it ostrich? I think it's an ostrich. I'm going to say ostrich. Puts their head in the sand to avoid confrontation, to avoid conflict, to avoid the issues. The world is changing. It's better to be proactive than reactive. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep believing.